as we say hello here from the virtual Kansas Motor Speedway here for week 3 in the round of 12 for season 3 now, I've been told, for the Prestige Cup Series. Once again here from the virtual Kansas Speedway. Hello, my name is Christian Elgato, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for the PRS Cup Series, as we get ready to round out the round of 12 here from the Heartland. Obviously, we just saw a really fantastic race here last week from Kansas Speedway, as we saw Taylor Gray get his second win in his young O'Reilly Auto Parts Series career, and then obviously Tyler Reddick in a photo finish. Fantastic couple last laps there to get around Kyle Larson in the 500cars.com machine to get his 5th win of the season here in 2026. So that 2311 team, that whole 45 team on fire right now. Obviously, Bubba Wallace's teammate Riley Herbst also looking for their first win of the season there out of that 2311 camp. But obviously, we're not talking about real life. We're talking about the PRS Cup Series. So just a little over 9 minutes left in practice. Actually, a little bit over 8 minutes left in practice. We'll go down the trackside, look at your notables to look at here in practice. No shock here. Tyler Helms, top of the, in the top 3 here in practice in this number 3 position sim. Seen there, that number 3 machine. Obviously, we've seen him in front everywhere we go. So no surprise to see him up here in the top 3 in practice. Colby Duckworth, I'm going to talk about here. Colby right now currently 14 points out of the playoffs, at least from the spreadsheet that I was given. So Colby needs a very, 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 very strong run here tonight to point way into the playoffs here to get into the round of 8. Jacob Bryant, we talk about him as well. Currently off the track, but currently sitting on standings right now. For your fastest lap times here. Practice 17 drivers right now. Currently made a lapper. 17 drivers currently on the track. So Bryant in the number 48. So we'll go ahead and off the track here. But he's 8 points out, so he also needs to have a pretty good day, outpoint the likes of Joseph Enright and Max Ford for 8 and 9 points. And look at Max Ford in this number 11 machine. The precisions in that precision machine. The Precision Speed Solutions up 8 points to the cutoff here. We know that this number 11, we know that Max can be really, really quick here at these 1.5 miles. Obviously got his first win of the season at 1.5 miles, I believe. So, you're looking up and up for this 11. Go back to the 57 of Enright. He also got a win earlier this season at Talladega, I believe. So, obviously Talladega, Kansas, 2 separate entities in their own right, but that number 57, right outside the top 10 in practice with that 25.23. So look out here. I haven't talked about them all day today on the thumbnail with tonight's broadcast, and also sitting top of the board here in practice is the number 87, Colin Davis. 11 points left to cut off. With 17 drivers, obviously we'll have 6 minutes left to practice. Maybe get three drivers to round out a 20-car field, but you need to be literally 11th or worse. Plus Jacob Bryant and Colby Duckworth getting like max points, something like that. So, yeah, the 87 looks pretty good. Carmelo, this number 81 machine is High Point. We're at a Camry, looking pretty quick as well. Up to second in practice. That bumps down 3rd to 4th. My Youngblood making his debut back here in the series. Ran quite a bit last season, but making his debut here at Kansas in this number 37. That top speed something machine. glad to see Youngblood back in the series. He was really quick for the most part when he came and ran with us last season here in the PRS Cup Series. So glad to see him back. Travis Prather sitting up here in P7. So very interesting to see how these drivers are going to come out here and qualifying, and obviously how this race is going to turn out here. But see if we can find someone out on track right now. Colby Duckworth. Go ahead and run on him. He'll show you a lap around Kansas Speedway. Green 4 right now, and pick him up out of 4. He'll show you a lap here at the Speedway here in Kansas City, Kansas. Let's go ahead and ride on board with this 33. Yep, there it is. We'll go on right on board with Tyler Helms and going through 1 and 2. Oh, through 3 and 4. He's taking the car off the track here. Looks like everybody going to practice the quality laps. Nicholas Road. Practicing green flag pit stops. Maybe we can get someone who's going to show you a lap around. How about the 55 at Avery Goalie, last week's winner at Darlington? Everybody right now on this bottom side. Now Goalie getting back in place. We'll take you around a full lap here. Once again, you see everybody running at the bottom, but the top is viable. That car up ahead running about in that second groove there, he actually tries to hard down the front. You see the 55 is trying to get to this white line. Can you see him? Blue side of the corner there, he'll go around out of 4. That's something I've noticed a lot with these new next-gen cars is that it's pretty easy. Lose the nose here. On exit here, you see the 81 getting up in the outside wall. Aiden Goalie. Out on track. Yeah, you're going to get up in that outside wall as well. A bit of a different camera here for the 15. Everybody just want to get to the bottom. If you want to get to the bottom, you really have to worry about getting that exit, because that outside wall catches up on you really quickly here at Kansas out of 2. Not like Chicagoland where the wall kind of is back stretch, not a back straight, right? Here at Kansas it is a back straight away, so interesting to see it. No one's ventured up to that top side yet here. In practice, I've seen a lot where people are consistently, they just want to try to get down to the bottom. And I just presume this is just practice and qualifying laps. The bottom is faster if you know how to run it. This is the top. The top just gets such a good run off the corner that it is a viable lane here at Kansas. It used to be kind of the dominant lane here for a long time in this next-gen machine. You get up there, you're running the wall up in 1 and 2 at the very least. And the top is very viable in 3 and 4 as well, so Aiden, we're going to practice running that bottom line here. We approach, the under a minute left here in practice. Aiden up here, he's actually vested his, I believe, older brother in the 55 right now, sitting P8 a couple hundredths quicker than in the 55 of Gabriel. So you take the wins where you can here. Obviously, Aiden got his best finish at Atlanta. That podium spot, so looking to build that momentum here coming in Kansas. Obviously, Hayden not really racing for a championship. Obviously, got eliminated from playoff contention there in the round of 6. But they'll look strong here. It could be a top 8 lap time here in practice. So ready to get qualifying underway here from Kansas as we practice down here. Ready to get qualifying here from the Kansas Speedway. Practice round out. The timer is up here. We get ready to get into qualifying here. See already a little bit of a different track condition here. You see there's a lot of light there in 1 and 2, and you see a total overcast there, and you can see a visible light difference here from the backstretch to the tri-oval here, or the front stretch, whatever you want to call it. Very interesting how that worked out. Hey, Gully, one of your first drivers out on track. For 5 minutes for these drivers to complete clean laps. Excuse me. So once again, for everybody that might be new to the sim or might be just watching the Prestige Cup Series for the first time, 2 clean laps, which means they 55 and not get up there and make contact with that outside wall in any way, shape, or form. Can't get away with a little bit of a nudge there occasionally, but it's really based off of what the sim wants you to do. I've barely tap the wall there, and it'll give you a 0x. And if you get a 0x in any one of these qualifying laps, it validates your lap time. And also, unless I don't really see these drivers doing this here at all, unless they're going to cut the apron here, which you might see some drivers do on their quick laps. If you also hit the grass there, that is technically an off track and will invalidate your lap time. Right now, Gabriel Ngoli, top of the board in qualifying. Obviously, only 5 drivers have set a lap time now, but right now, Gabriel leaned the brigade. That 55 machine with the 29.7, 29.5. He bests that lap on lap 2. Good lap for this number 55 machine. A young bud waiting his turn in pit road here. We'll be Duckworth out on track. This is the 33's first time lap here. The Duckworth heating and cooling machine. Fastest laps here on the side. Gabriel, 29.7. F for P3, and that's just for the first lap here. We saw the 55 actually go faster on lap 2, which is not something I tend to see a lot here in these next-gen cars. Really, first lap is usually the fastest here for a while now, but obviously we have gotten some aero changes, some the changes to the next gen, especially the Chevy Camaro. This last update on Tuesday did get an update just to the Chevy, so maybe something that's changed here in this Camaro to make it a little bit quicker on lap 2. Going to the line here, 29.4. That's your pull here for the 33. Good lap by Colby. My Youngblood out in his debut here in Season 3. Obviously ran, I would say, a good half, 3/4 of the schedule last season. Back here at Kansas to get a good run in this Toyota Camry. First lap, 29.6. Not too bad. Good enough for P8. Nicholas Rowe jumps his way up to P2 on the board, so you see the fastest drivers on track there. You also saw the 87. And Dorian Davis, he jumps up to 29.5, P4 right now. Across the stripe to 37. Does he outbest his first time? 29.5. Good enough for P5 right now. Dorian Davis cannot beat the. He actually matches the lap time. The 29.5. See that a whole lot. Mike Thompson at 29.9 that first lap. Get a little bit more here out of qualifying to bump him way up inside. I would hope maybe the top 5 here for the 77 machine. Across the stripe. 29.5. So a little bit better. 29.48. That's good enough for P3. That's exactly what we're looking for out of him. Tyler Helms. 29.43. 1,000th off of Colby Duckworth. So he'll take that P2 spot. Not quite enough. Good enough for the pole there. Jackson Brown across the stripe, 29.83. Looks like good enough for PC. Jacob Bryant, Travis Prather, JJ Moore. Decided not to set a lap time. If I'm JJ, I know he's talked about before that he'll run if he wants to bring the numbers up. If I'm JJ, I would say go ahead and bring that number 5 out. That'll round it out to an even 20 cars here. Make her look a little bit fuller if you're listening, JJ. I wouldn't mind it. So qualifying done and underway. Just like that. Colby Duckworth in the 33. Full here. We'll wait on these cars to get into their virtual machines. Get ready to go here. 134 laps here from Kansas. We go. Most of the cars out on track. Let's go ahead and get your starting lineup here. Presented by HVTV as we get ready to get your starting lineup here. Kansas to end on the 12 here. Fired up here. Colby Duckworth, your pole sitter for tonight's race. Tyler Helms on that outside. Obviously, Tyler pretty much locked into the next round of the playoffs here. He'll take that P2 spot. Nicholas Road, obviously, also facing for a spot there. Up 10 points here to the cutoff. Get back there in P3. Wyatt Thompson, I've also locked into the next round. Going to be there running out that row 2 in P4. Max Ford up 8. Also right above that cutoff line. 8 points above the cutoff. He's back there in P5 and rounding out row 3. Davis back there in 6th. Plus 11 to the cutoff line. By Youngblood in his first start here in Season 3 will be back there in P7. Gabriel Ngoli P8. Jack Stanley in the 95 will be P9 and rounding out the top 10. Christian Savati at number 99 machine. Carmelo Ecavera up 12 for the cutoff. He's back there in the 81. He'll be P11. Joseph Enright P12. Gabriel Ngoli, John Brassard, Bex Jenkins, Jackson Brown, Steve Simmons, excuse me, back there in P12. 17, my apologies, and the rest of the field decided not to set a qualifying lap. JJ Moore, Thomas, Travis Prather, Jacob Bryant riding at the field tonight. Looking at your race weather here from Kansas Speedway. 72-degree air temp, 76-degree track temp, 27.7% humidity, and just a little bit of wind here from Kansas Speedway. It's still a great night of racing here, I expect. Drivers. Under 34 laps, stage on lap 35, but we'll get ready to go. The pace car took the hard left turn on Perry Road, and we're going to get ready to go green. You're from Kansas. Oh, already wrecking in the back there. Caution will wave early. Travis Prather already tore up. To use that fast repair probably pretty early here. Take a look and see what happened here. This number 58 machine. This started up front here. Oh man, the 58 just overcorrected on his own. I don't know, maybe he was just trying to lock it down. Go on board with his number 58. I just think he just got loose on cold tires. Low spun there, but we'll go back here in the 95 of Jack Stanley. This is a separate wreck in its own right here. 81 of Echeverria. Contact with the 78. Hooks to 95 up and the outside wall. He gets to 36 as well. 6. I'm on. That is. Take a look and see if we can do these guys. I'm trying to find who the is. Obviously the wrong number here. There's a 78. Is that the 96? That is a 96. Okay. My apologies. Oh, I'm unsure. That's a 67 machine. See if we can ride on board with 78. Grassroots here and go on like the box. Maybe we could. That Jackson Brown 6? Yeah, it is. Obviously, 31. Very interesting. Optional wave here from King. We're on the starting lap here. We didn't even get our flyby shots then. Now we already down Calamity Corner there in turn 1 and 2. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. Colby Duckworth, Tyler Helms, starting row once again. Might see if we can do some flyby shots here. This time here, Kansas. We get ready. Colby Duckworth back to green. Across the stripe now, technically for the 5th time. Give it the Duckworth for the 33. Colby Duckworth, Tyler Helms, Davis battling tough on that tops on the bottom side. Going to try to hold on to it, but here comes Nicholas Road in that top lane here. A little bit of a contact out of the 2 for the top 3 position. Battling out for the P3 spot. A little bit of a spoke there. Someone might have had an issue there, but being on the overlays here. Tyler, Nicholas Road and Dorian Davis gonna make it battle for the side-by-side, but here comes Dave Green, goalie top side. Gonna maybe make it 3 wide nose. Keeps it back there. He's gonna stay behind the 29 of Nicholas Road. He had the opportunity to get top of 3 there. Wisely backside of it. Up at the outside wall, the 55 goes. He's going to lose a lot of momentum here. The 99 gets around. The 37 contact with the 55. Avery goalie finds his way outside the top 5. Now the battle consumes here for the P3 position. Now the 87 jumped up to the top. English Road gonna have to fight down here on this bottom side here in the 1 and 2. '87 clears here. He takes it back that P3 position. Up 3 spots from where he started back there in 6th. Now Condorian, he has the most poles here in the PRS Cup Series, but lately it's off or on. He's either the pole or he's outside the top 5, but we know he's got the pace to come up here and drive up to the front. Seen him already, now inside the top 3. Caution is out. Like further in the back, Karate. Oh wow, a lot of damage to the 99 machine. Wow, you see that car crabbing. I'll have to take a look back and see what happened here. 99. Levin to Max Ford. Puts the bumper once, twice. Honestly, just drives through him. I don't know, maybe there was a little bit of contact there. Here comes the 56, I believe that was. Maybe the 57. Then right. No, that was definitely the 56. Rex Jenkins. Yeah, and Christian Zarate. Completely tore up there. Have to use that fast repair early as well. Let's go back and take a look and see if maybe there's something else that happened here. And just honestly looked like the 11 just completely just drove through this guy. I know Max tends to be a pretty clean race car driver here. Shout out boys Max. Stop. We run on the 99, looks down. 99 still clear. A little bit of an air groove. 99 gets loose. Bump. One bump. Another bump. Somehow the 99, but somehow the 11 kind of like blinks through him. If he got any damage here on this rear chase cam. Not really any damage here to the 11 machine. Wow. Definitely unfortunate for Roddy there. First bump really elicited that looseness, and then he was just trying to catch it and catch it and catch it. The second bump is what really sent him around. Obviously, I don't think that was intentional by Max, but obviously kind of aggressive here, especially for someone who's trying to race their way to a playoff spot. Roddy's just trying to race for wins here. Obviously, didn't make enough starts to compile the points he needed to make a chase run. Now, you know, he's on the record early. Obviously, he'll come now and take that fast repair. He might be seeing red for the rest of the race here. Back it up here just a little bit. Roddy takes that fast repair. Now he goes. Remember, we do have that stage caution on lap 35. We've already completed 15. So we will be going green with what? 20 to go here. 21 to go, I believe. Probably 22 to go, because I remember they do it on the completion of lap 15. Going into lap 36. Completion of lap 35, going to lap 30. So. Back down trackside though, Colby Duckworth led every lap of this race so far. We said Colby needs a very, very strong finish here. What's already been updated, so I'm glad that that's working out the way it needs to be. So now Colby down 13 points. He got the pole. That's what he needed right there. They continue to chomp away at this advantage he has. Obviously, he has to get 13 points somehow over Max Ford. Now, I'm not going to say it's impossible because remember, Max just got in the back end of that 99 machine. So, that 11 might have a target on his back for the rest of the race. I know that Max definitely isn't safe to get into the next round, so it'll be interesting to see. But back inside the Sunoco restart zone, back green here from Kansas. Doing a good job pushing out the 33 of Colby Duckworth out to the race lead. Going trying to jump top, but the 3 of Tyler Holmes has that top side covered, so it's to be side by side for P2. Holmes on the top, Dorian on the bottom. So we're here with the run off the top, not quite. Dorian shoves his nose down there in the 3 and 4. So many different narratives here, right? Colby Duckworth basically needs to lead every lap with the fastest lap of the race, lead the most amount of laps, get the stage win. The stage win is going to be huge. He can hold on here and get a stage win. Obviously, we know that Tyler Helms, teammates with the 33, going to try to do everything in his power to give his teammate a stage win. I know those guys want as many of their teammates in the playoffs as they can. Wrecking in the back, Wyatt Thompson around. 360 spin, keeps it going, no caution. Looks like Max Ford got up in that outside wall there. We'll take a quick replay at that. Max Ford up in an outside wall, bounces off the wall, gets to 77. 77 goes around, Max Ford, another guy making contact early in this race. Obviously that one's also, it looked like accidental, but still, you gotta think that, you're not affording to do that. Max is up inside the top 5 now from that move. Mike Thompson. It's 7.5 seconds behind this race lead now. If I'm Wyatt, just back it down here. Obviously, maybe try to get this by here, but remember, this 77's in the playoffs. He's in the next round. He's 41 points above the cutoff. It's basically statistically impossible for him to get eliminated here. So, put your head down. Obviously, you're not going to get any stage points here unless we get a caution. But, put your head down. Keep looking forward. Everybody kind of slinking out once again. Looks like a battle back here for the 9th place spot. Guevara on the top. Roddy on the bottom. Christian already trying to make his way back up through the field. Almost contact between 37, Youngblood, Girardi, and the 99. Girardi came down and took those that faster grip, but he did not take tires, so he does have those kind of spun out, not good tires compared to probably the rest of the field here. So he's driven his way back up inside the top 10, going to get that last stage point if he can hold on to it. But he does have the older tires. He's going to have to probably push this thing a little bit harder than everybody else will. This thing looks like it's just not wanting to hang on like a lot of the cars in front of him. Saw Guevara get up and pass the 99 here as well. So I expect a little bit more out of Carmelo here early. What was it, like P3 in practice? Still to have a lot of speed, did not have the qualifying lap he wanted. Back here in 9th. Coming on back, Hayden Bully. Lead this little four-car pack. About a second behind top 11. Bruce Simmons, John Brasser, Jack Stanley, that pack. Cars further on back. and doing a better job keeping that car clean. And had a rough, terrible Darlington. Having so much issues out of turn 2, you know, and just completely knocking that car out of alignment a couple times. But remember, suck it out. I believe he finished in like 40-odd laps down. So right now doing a good job keeping that car clean. Not showing, you know, race winning pace right now, but got a lot of laps to learn how to run this track. We still have more than 100 to go in this race. Back up to race leader, Colby Duckworth, continuing the lead. Back to Dorian Davis there with striking distance, 3/10 back. Using that bottom side, picking up the time there on the bottom. Look at that, you see the dirty air. Now the 33 starts to stake away just a little bit down the straights. Yeah, this 33 seems to be a lot better here in turn 4. Looks like the 87 a little bit better than 1 and 2. This is the cat and mouse game I love to watch here up in the booth, is like who is better where, right? Because this is why the 87 hasn't caught back up yet. It looks like to be a little bit better than 1 and 2, but cannot get the pace out of the car that the 33 is with that clean air. Which of that 87 sitting in the dirty air. Tyler Helms make a charge up here for this P2 position. Tyler Helms will get the move. He has actually dropped off a little bit compared to the 87. 87 actually starting to close down. Back on to the back end of that 33 machine. By far the closest battle on track right now. Actually, Simmons, 77 is not giving up. He's actually driven his way up to the back of this pack here. Still 9 seconds behind the race leader, but trying to make up spots whenever he can. In around the 67, looking at the 15. 78 up ahead there. If it were me, if I was a 77, I'd just ride around. Hope for the best, but he's pushed this whole run. You know, got compromised by the 11, I guess, if you want to call it that. Driving around the 15, make a move here on the 78. At the end of the day, track position and track position, right? We're getting that caution on lap 35, I guess. Know that he's probably pushed the hardest, probably out of all these drivers, right? Knowing that probably on lap 35, he's going to come down and take those fresh Goodyear tires. Another 15 up there on the outside wall. At it too. Pressure is building for the 33 at Duckworth here. We approach the end of stage 1. We got a lap car. Right in front there. I think that's the 56 of Rex Jenkins. Gonna make something happen. Gonna make these guys try to navigate around them. Dorian Davis all over the back end of this 33. The 33 is gonna have to do the aero grief. Oh, the 33 loose into 1 and 2. What a save by Colby Duckworth, but he will lose race lead. He needed to win the stage. Give himself an opportunity. Saw that air griefing by the 87. Got the 33 air loose. Colby's got to get his head back down, though, because he's starting to get ran down by these other guys. He cannot. Got to stop the bleeding here. We go 2 to go in stage 1. Max forward. And navigators around. Play around in this 29 of Nicholas Road. We can try to hunt down this 33. This is exactly what Max needs to do, right? Shrink the distance to him in the 33, and him being on the back end. That 33 is super loose. Trying to hold on to everything he has. Max looking at the bottom of Colby now. Colby with a decent run off, but Evan will clear here in the turn 2. A final lap of the stage. And what a shame. So now that 13-point advantage goes back to 14. As stage 1 will be over. 11 ekes out to 33 there for that stage point. Big news to talk about now. Looking at this timing scoring, Jacob Bryant out of the race. Will eliminate himself from round of 8. Stage 1 complete. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break here. At the conclusion of stage 1, we'll be right back on the other side of this commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome you back. Post stage 1 here for the Prestige Cup Series. Round of 12 here in the playoffs here for season and the Speedway. Kenorian Davis done here in stage 1. Getting ready to get the one to go. Jack Stanley, I believe, maybe? Getting the lucky dog. No? X Jenkins getting a lucky dog. So quite a bit of right front damage to that. 56 HendrickCars.com machine. Come down big. I would probably try to get some more damage fixed. I presume if you're going to limp it around with that much damage, you might as well try to fix it here. Save that fast repair for later on in the race. As long as you can limp it around and keep it on the lead lap, that's all that matters. Ooh, gotta back it up though. No, he'll take the fast repair here early here on lap 39. Like that. 4 fresh tires. Fast repair for that 56. He will go back a lap down though doing that. So I don't know if that was a move, but the new front row. Can Norian Davis backs forward on the front row. We lead us back to green for stage 2. Rex Jenkins actually in the 56 is called a man. Like he put that car in the garage. So. But what a jump out of the 87 and Norian Davis. Shot out like a rocket ship already. Almost a 3-4, almost 5/10 advantage back there. The P2 is Colby Duckworth. Once again racing this 11 for a spot. Colby Duckworth. Now it's racing Joseph Enright into the chase. But this time he has 11 points to make up. So theoretically, right now it looks like 57 of Enright back there in P10. And I'm unsure of how the bots give out points. I know that they said that the winner gets a little bit more in second place and stuff like that. So obviously a win is on the checklist for this 33 machine. Has yet to get a race win here in his PRS Cup Series career. That's going to be something that's on the docket, obviously, but got to finish, I would say, doing girl math, right? 11 positions ahead of that number 57 machine. Oh, the 11 up in the outside wall. Oh, the 11 up at the outside wall again. Max Ford having a tough time here on this restart. The 81, Echeverria, looked like he was going to make a top of 3, backed out of it. Rodkis makes the pass for P3. Max is going to have to keep that head down, figure out what's going on with this car, get back to work. I think Max has got a top 3 car if he can keep that car off the outside wall, so 30 is pretty bad, right? I think that's been a big cause of this. You see that now that both the 11 and the 81 up in the outside wall, here comes by Youngblood to the bottom, the 81 machine. Blood bottom, 81 of Echeverria top. Youngblood up to make the spot work, up to the P6 position. They're actually pushing him down the front stretch there. In my opinion, I like that, because that's kind of the universal thing of like, okay, I'm okay with you taking the spot right now. I'm not gonna cross you back over. I'm gonna push you out. I'm not gonna fight you right now, right? I'm not gonna fight you for the spot. At least in that exact given moment. Norian Davis leading still. Colby Duckworth though, trying to run him back down. Going by the 33. Down into the 2s. Bolt is doing a really good job of prioritizing the exits here. backs up the corner here. Gets into the gas first. That's how you make the passes here. Driving it into the corner and hoping it for the stick is not how you make the passes here. Now he's underneath two into the second here. Back to your race leader. He's patient, and we don't get a caution. 33 could take this race. You see the 81 back there in the outside wall. Oh, the 33 loose. Colby Duckworth. Once again, loose out of 2. We lose a bunch of time. He'll drop outside of the top 3, back there in 4th, and a lot of pressure from the 37 of Youngblood. I like what Wyatt's doing here. This number 37 really backed it out the entry. Trying to save tires here, try to prioritize the exit. Got this car set up for the long run. With all the slipping and sliding in the back. Over at 7/10 of a second lead over now. Nicholas Road in the 29 machine. Nicholas Road, I think this is the highest he's been tonight here in this V2 position. Look here, yeah, look at this. Started 3rd, highest of 2nd, back to the lowest of 5th. So really strong run out of the 29. Obviously only 52 complete here from Kansas, but strong race car underneath this 29 machine. Let's go. Remember, technically still racing to stay in the playoffs, right? After stage 1, 14 points above the cutoff, actually tied with Max Ford for that P5 position. Going back to the 33 of Duckworth. Race isn't over for the 33. Obviously, you had that huge slide out of 2. Got to calm down once again and get that head back down. Try to go run these guys back down. Get those tires cooled back off. Try to see if you can run those guys back down. Make those spots back up. Colby Duck was back and forth. Joseph Enright is in 11th, right? Got some fast drivers behind there. Could potentially run them down. You see Virati back there in 12th. He's got pace, right? And could potentially run down to 57. 57's kind of by himself right now. Got the 81 of Echeverria, who he's trying to run back down. Echeverria has dropped through the field as well. And this is the prime opportunity for Duckworth to keep his head down. Got to go run some guys back down as he does sit back up there in P4. Because unfortunately for the 57, not having the night that I think he needs to have to secure a spot in the next round of the playoffs. I mean, looking at the points, I would say if I was Joseph Enright, I needed to be in the top 7 the whole race. Unfortunately, he just hasn't shown the fire-off speed tonight. Obviously, he might be saving his stuff here, hoping for a long run, and then he just drives way up through the field. We'll just have to see. But right now, sitting back here in P11 is not going to be enough to secure a spot into the next round. He's going to need a mistake out of the 33. He's going to need to make up some spots. He got a lot further up here, actually. Arthur just got around the 81 of Echeverria. Echeverria continues to plummet through the field here. But then outside wall. No, Echeverria only 13 points out. I mean, only 13 points above the cutoff. If he continues to drop to the field, he's not safe to make it in. Go on the bomber, that's a 15 goalie. Ain't going a lap down. Having such a strong night too, but unfortunately it looks like he went for a spin. I think we'll take a look and see what happened here. Hayden. I got some help from the 78. What a save by Hayden, though. No, once he was off the track, though, he's off the track. iRacing is not going to call that. And what a job to keep that car straight, but obviously tires are gone. Oh, man. He actually did spin it up the track, though, but I believe that might... Oh, caution waves now, though. The 55, a goalie. Not the 5 minutes that the goalies wanted here. Caution waves. Happened to Gabriel in the 55. The 29, huge mistake out of turn 2. Adrian trying to make up some spots here. Someone puts the bumper to him. That's what the caution was for? I don't know, maybe race controls felt bad for Hayden. Get the caution he needed. Maybe just do it out of pity there. That was another single car spin. Maybe. I'm unsure. We've ran 25 laps here on this stint. The whole field has. So the question is, do you see them come down Parrot side here? It will. Everybody will follow the 87 and continue down pit road. Pit stops will be underway. At a pit road. Max Stanley, he's going to stay out. Max Floyd actually wins the race off pit road. Better stop than the 87 of Davis. 40.6 from end to end to a 41.5. Almost a full second quicker. That's what will get you the race lead here. That's exactly what Colby Duckworth did. Another chance to make up some spots here. Bernard's back there at P14, by the way. 33 just needs to make about, what, a couple more spots. Now I'll put this into a tiebreaker, potentially. Obviously, if the 57 sits back there. So Jack Stanley 26 lap old tires. Stays out here for some track position. So here we go. Start lap 65. Gonna be a new front row once again. 95 to Stanley on the bottom. 11 to Max Ford on the top. Get ready to go back down to Sunoco restart zone to 95. Jack Stanley will lead us back to green. You're wide. They're outside the top 5. They're fanning out. Contact. Back in the back is a wreck. Jack Stanley and Dorian Davis. That's the 80, the 58. Look at that. Joseph Enright through the wreck. Colby Duckworth got through the wreck, but he's might have got some damage out of that. What happened here? $11 to Max Ford. Like just hooks the 95 down the straightaway. Yeah. That's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. That's the second incident that 11's caused. It's been pretty, I would say this was a lot more blatant than the last one. Obviously, I would say that the one with Zarate was kind of a racing deal. Zarate kind of got loose. But also, you know, he got loose off the bumper of the 11, right? This time, I mean, he just lefty rear hooks the 95 into the kid Dorian Davis. Gets the race lead from him, but might have gotten some damages. 11 comes to side. Pulls the 33 Duckworth. Just someone in the middle of the crossfire there. Fortunately gets caught up in this. Yeah, some right front, some left front damage. 33 machine. I don't imagine Colby taking the fast. Oh, he does take his fast repair. He already used his fast repair. Wow. Colby will have to come down, really try to work this damage out. Hopefully that car drives at least 95% the way it did before. Man. Fortunate events for the driver of the 33. Bender race is weighing on point. It's caught up in a mess. The one to green. Fortunately for the 33, people are starting to drop out here. Jackson Brown out of the race early. Rex Jenkins out. Jacob Bryant out early. That's less spots for the 57 loop, basically. For the 33, obviously, the less cars, the better for Joseph Enright because it's less of a gap that can be made for the 33, right? So positives and negatives to every type of situation here. And now the 33 in the negative. He currently back on track, but you actually see the 57 out in front of him as the 57 of Enright was able to navigate through that caution without a scratch. Here we go. 29, 37, back to green. Youngblood on the top side. The 9 down there on the bottom. Christian Zarate back up here inside the top 3. After, you know, a little bit of damage from the 11 machine. He's back up here fighting for a podium spot. Here comes Youngblood now, side by side. See, he's it down in the 1 and the 3 and 4. Youngblood gonna make it side by side through 3 and 4. Him on the bottom, the 99 on the top. He takes the spot. A new cast of characters up here towards the front. 9 up leading the field. Those 3 wide. Here comes the Caveira on the top. The top side working really well for that 81 machine. He'll get a good run off the corner. He side by side with Zarate for the P5 position. Tyler Helms. We haven't talked about him really this whole race. Remember, qualified inside top 2. Got caught up in some incidents. Just really looks to pay up. We haven't talked about this 3 machine at all today. But here he comes underneath the 99, making a move for P5. Not really a whole lot to talk with Helms here is because, you know, he's locked his way up into the next round of the playoffs. All he really needed to do was show up tonight. He locked himself in, so obviously he wants to continue that top 3 streak. And now sitting back there in P5. Dorian Davis underneath. The 99 uses him up a little bit. 99 up in an outside wall. Dorian Davis takes the spot. Colby Duckworth not being able to drive his way through the field with his 30 air. Here back in the pack. Good to see if he still got some damage on this machine. Kind of interfering with the way this car wants to drive. Seven. Pushing him pretty hard here. Spot here, back here for P9. Real clear, get up in front of the 67. What a topsy-turvy race. Up spots ahead of this 33. Unfortunately, Enright hasn't been able to really take advantage of the unfortunate circumstances of the 33. Outside wall. Tries to make a move on Zarate. Zarate dropped it in the field once again. Zarate was out for the P2 position. Now outside the top 5. Going to be outside the top 10 if he doesn't, not too careful. Oh, Zarate off the bumper to 33. Will he save it? No, the 11 of Max Floyd up at the outside wall hard though. Caution will wave. Max Ford not used his fast repair yet. That's the saving grace for that 11 machine because that thing is completely tore up. I try to throw that bumper out on the track. Obviously not letting it. Take a look and see what happened here. Honestly, looked like once again the 99. Wrong place, wrong time. And 33 just in the back of him. He's trying to save it. Max Ford. I'm gonna go on board with Max. I don't know if maybe he broke a tire or something here, but yep, tire's broken. That sucks, Max. Yeah, I mean, it looked like, obviously, it looked like from an outside perspective that maybe he just took the hard right for some reason. Not something I would expect Max to see. Wouldn't expect Max to do here, especially when he still is in a spot to potentially get bumped out. So, and it's technically, it's 15 cars on the track, right? So, Colby Duckworth could technically bump him out if like Max would not get wrecked out early. So Max and the fast repair. Take the tires here on lap 79. Goes out of pit road. Karate in for an extended time. Obviously, Christian probably had to use fast repair early, so he's gonna have to road here, take the damage. Same thing with Echeverria. He's got a lot of damage on his machine. A lot of damage to the right side of this 81. Echeverria only 13 points above the cutoff, so really this all stems from if the 33 Duckworth get that damage fixed and drive his way to the front. Obviously, track position means everything here, especially at these 1.5 miles. If the 33 can't get up to the front, none of this matters, right? I mean, Duckworth needs to be probably in the top 3 to make this any type of game, right? So Jack Stanley is called in tonight. Oh, that's spot for some. Travis Prather currently 12 laps down. He's been on the track though. He's got a pretty clean looking car right now. So that's one spot someone could lose if they get a DVP, right? And that they can't fix the damage. So we'll be going back to green with 54 laps to go. Here from Kansas, but it'll be the 37 of Youngblood. Nicholas Road on the top side, back into the restart zone, back green here, Kansas. With a good jump on the top side, going to try to bring Tyler Holmes along with him. Side by side, down the backstretch for the P2 spot. Wyatt Youngblood. Remember, he's trophy hunting, right? And so was Tyler Holmes to be fair. But look at that, a huge drive into turn 3, going to clear the 3 machine. Tried to take the lead away from the 29. 29 blocks him off. Tyler Holmes at the bottom. The 37 will go top side. If anybody has the right to be aggressive, it's going to be this 37. Obviously, I would race these guys a little bit differently. These guys are playoff guys trying to race their way in the next round of the playoffs, but obviously he raced for a win, you know, and obviously it's a respect thing. You don't have to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. No rule against it. There's no rule against wrecking a playoff guy. Obviously, I don't think you really want to do that, but if he accidentally wrecks someone, then, you know, obviously it's going to make him look bad, but not going to get penalized for it or something like that. So that's really something pretty blatant. Tyler Helms using the door there to try to keep side by side with Wyatt Youngblood. Looks like that 3 cannot keep it down there on the bottom side. Really using the 37 as kind of as a wall, right, to keep that car down there. Youngblood finally makes the spot. Gets back there. He's still battle further on back. And Noreen Davis trying to drive his way through the field. Going to be side by side with his teammate, the 77 of Wyatt Thompson. They're at the quarter panel. Will be side by side through 3 and 4. Seven's going to drive it into the corner. Get clear. He will get clear. MP4. Colby Duckworth back up the P8. Issue is the guy in front of him, Joseph Enright, the 57. And even worse, right? The guy in front of him on the track is a lap car. It's a teammate of the 57. That's the 58, Travis Prather. See how hard this 58 races with 33. Currently, it doesn't matter right now. Unless the 33 goes up and wins the race, anybody's going to be in that P7 position. Starting to turn the power on this 58 machine as he's driven up inside the top 7. And Wayne can move on to 55 at goalie and the 77 of Thompson. My apologies. Wyatt Thompson is starting to drop his way through the field. That 77 super upset there out of turn 4. We're going to be side by side with the 77 through 1 and 2. Duckworth going to try to follow him through, but you see the 77 get up and clear all the way back to P7. Alfred on up. Wyatt Youngblood trying to hold off to the 87. Dorian Davis, that Roto-Rooter machine driving his way back through the field. I thought Norian was probably one of your race favorites to come in here and win tonight. Knowing why. Got caught up in that big wreck with the 11. Oh, the 37 gives it to him. He's fine. Move out of Wyatt. Now, hey, you're a little bit faster right now. Just go. I know what you're racing for something I'm not really. Holy Enright. Side by side. 3 wide on the bottom. Here comes the 33. Colby Duckworth off of the 77. Going to do a 3 for 1. Goes from 8th to 5th in that one turn. Those are the moves that 33 needs to make if he wants to race his way into the next round of the playoffs here. What a move by the 33. '77 of Thompson also got around 57. Enright. Enright trying to drive his way through the field, but some of these guys not letting him have it easy. 57 really upset here. Only going to put the bumper to the 57. This 57 is around here through the tri-oval. Oh, man. Caution. Does not wave yet. Caution waves. I'm going to turn it up events for this 57 machine. Going to go all the way back here. This is really where this starts. 57 drives it into the corner here. Gets down on the apron right there. Has to walk it up the track. Basically has to get on the binders. 55 really has nothing he can do. He slides up in front of him. Speed difference is too much. Bang, up into the outside wall. He's lucky that no one got speed contact here. Kind of sitting in the middle of the track. The caution will wave. And all that track position that 57 had is gone now. And luckily for Enright not happy with the 55. I mean, I understand he kind of got ran over, but he also kind of caused that on his own by hitting the apron, sliding up the track, kind of poking it on the nose of the 55. Do you really expect the 55 to be able to make that a maneuver there in time to get it off you? I mean, it just looked like a racing deal to me. I'm not going to put blame on either driver, so. John Brassard in the 78 stays out, so that's going to be interesting to see. Colby Duckworth missed his box, man. That's not what you want to see in pit road. Max Floyd wins the race off pit road. Oh, Max Floyd might have got a penalty. End of line for Max Ford. Might have sped in pit road. And Noreen Davis wins the race off pit road. Nicholas Road back there in P2. Duckworth all the way outside the top 10 after that. He'll be inside the top 10 now because of the 11 getting a penalty, but what a topsy-turvy race. Owning in the favor of the 33 if he can just cut down on the mistakes. Going down pit road there, you saw he was a full box. He got the pull. There's a whole box car. Had to back it up. Lost a lot of time to that. Now he's gonna have to drive his way back through the field once again. The only plus side is right. He's got the 11 and the 57 behind him, and the 81 behind him. Right, so he's got everybody that he needs behind him now. He has to drive through the field if he can. Hope that those guys do not follow him through. Unfortunately, he's got everybody who he needs to be up front behind, but also if he's going to drive his way through the field, he's probably going to open up those gaps and those holes for the drivers behind to potentially follow him through. So, or if he gets a bad start, going to give the opportunity for the 11, for the 81, for the 57, maybe try to get around him here early. Once again, a new front row here from Kansas. We just keep swapping out new drivers here. Gonna be Kenori Davis and John Brassard. John Brassard picks the top, but he also stayed out. He's got 17 laps on these tires. This Grid Rivals machine. So the 78 on the top, the 87 on the bottom. Two numbers flipped, but two Chevys lead us back to green. Up on the top. Here comes the 3 of Tyler Helms. Easy pass. You take the lead through 1 and 2. Cars on the outside wall there out of turn 2. Second and third battling out for that position. Corey Davis makes the pass. Side by side for the race lead. Kenorian Davis to drive down here in the 3 and 4. My apologies, in the 1 and 2. He takes your race lead away from the 3 of Tyler Helms. Duckworth. He drew himself up inside the top 6. Top 7, my apologies. Working on the 6th place spot away from the 55. The goalie, he goes down to the bottom. Honestly, with as many cars who are calling it a night, at 33, gonna have to win the race. He's gonna have to win, get himself into the next round. I know that first place gets a little bit more points than the rest of the field by a pretty decent margin. He needs those points. I think going up and running even top 2 is not gonna be enough. You have Max Ford back at 9th. You have Joseph Enright back there in 11th, right? Only 12 cars out. There's only 12 cars left in this field. We're getting to the point of like another car, maybe like the 37 or the 77, you know, get wrecked out of the race. There's nothing that he can do outside of win. Now sitting up there, P6 is a good running spot, but it's not going to be enough. The 33. They're on up to 29. Slowly ran down by the 37 of Youngblood. Youngblood not being able to make up the time. Colby Duckworth going to put the pressure on the 37. Comes to 55, a goalie as well. Goalie outside of the 33. Oh, contact between the 29 and the 37. That's going to check up this whole front pack here. Here comes the 33 and Colby Duckworth, another 3-for-1 pass. He's up to P4. Oh, my Lord. What is going on? There's a wrecking in the back. Goalie, oh, how huge hit to the inside wall. The caution wave. No. And Dorian Davis will continue to lead. Tyler Helms, Wyatt Thompson, Colby Duckworth in the top 4. Not over yet. 30 laps to go. Does he have the pace to run these guys back down? Issue is Joseph Enright back in 9th. Max Ford in 10th. It's now. Could still be 5 out. down the line, I really do want to get an updated points graphic here. See, you guys can see visually what the points gonna look like. I'd really love to see if we can figure out, get some coders and stuff like that. We did just sign Riley Maxwell, who does work on designs and code stuff and everything else like that. Maybe we could commission him to maybe try to work on something like this with Andrew Schulte, who's our lead designer here for these live timing and scoring. Get that working someday down the line here. .26 to go. The laps are running out for this 33. Last lap for the leader, 30.2. 30.25 for the leader, 30.251 for Colby Duckworth. He was 1/1000th quicker than scoring. He needs to make up a little bit more time. He needs to make up about a 10th a lap if he wants to get to the leader with about 5 to go. Last time by, he was about 4/10 quicker. Dorian Davis. Can Dorian maybe have used the stuff up? Here comes Tyler Holmes. Super upset out of the corner. You see that 87 sliding that rear end out throughout that whole last corner. Not looking like the race winning car right now with 24 to go. Can he hold on? Not only that, can he try to hold up this 3? Can you make this a battle? No. Here comes the 3 to the inside. Just like that, Tyler Holmes makes the pass for the race lead here. Easy pass for Tyler Holmes. That's exactly what Colby did not want to see. He wanted them to battle it out there. Give him a chance to run them back down. Currently your fastest driver on the track outside of Tyler Holmes. Unfortunately, Colby Duckworth has to win the race. He might have the pace to get up to P2. I don't know if he has the pace to get up to your race leader. I'd be interested to see if someone could say it in the chat. Does P2 get more points than is it like the podium finishers maybe get more points versus 4th, 5th, and on back? Or is it just the winner who gets the most amount of points? Like who gets the bonus for basically being the winner? Does the podium finishers get a couple more stacked on top? Because that's something we have to think about as well. If you can get up to P3, if you can get up to P2 potentially, that's something to talk about here as we approach 20 to go. Pretty kind of spread out right now. No really any battles ensuing here. Tyler Holmes still leading your race. Colby, unfortunately, Colby is running down to 77. But Duckworth, picking out points. He needs to win. Bottom line, he needs to win this race. Tyler Holmes caught up with some lap traffic. Dorian Davis came down Perry Road, I believe. No, Dorian Davis ran him back down. So it's once again this cat and mouse game. Was Dorian saving? Was Tyler pushing? And now he's used his stuff up. These two battling it out. Will let these third and fourth get back to them, potentially. If I'm Colby, I'm hoping that he saves some stuff here. I'm hoping that he saves stuff and hope that we went wrong. So he can run these guys that back down on the long run here. Catching the 77 of Wyatt Thompson here. Not over yet. 16 to go. He's got 2 seconds back to the leaders as they'll battle it out for the race lead. Issue is, can Colby get to the back of the 77? What is he willing to do to get past the 77? All right, with 15 to go, he cannot afford to play around with Wyatt Thompson. If he holds him up, does he put the bumper to him? He's kind of in that spot now where, in that dirty air bubble, where it's hard to get to the back end of this car, especially with these older Goodyear tires, where unless you have significantly better tires, it's going to be hard to make this pass. We'll be wandering around the track, trying to find a way to get around this guy, these two. But with him stuck behind the 77, he's actually lost a little bit of time to your front, too. Tyler Holmes starting to pull a little bit more of a gap away from the 87 as well. That potential battle starting to fade as I think Dorian might have used up everything he has left in his car. Colby Duckworth most likely needs a caution here to give himself a fighting shot. So it's now a 2-car tango for the race lead here. Tyler Holmes with about a half a second lead. Back to the 87 to Dorian Davis. 11 to go from Kansas. Does Dorian have anything left in the tank? On board with the 87. He's right there. That car does not want to turn on the bottom. Gains on entry, loses on exit. You can look at the day for Dorian. Obviously led a lot of laps tonight. Low as 16. Talked about though, they're catching a lap car. Tyler Holmes is gonna have the dirty air. At the 11? Of Max Ford. 2 precision cars. Max just pull over, let him have it. If he try to stay on the lead lap. Max is could be potentially in a bad spot here. Goes a lap down. So he hold up this 3. Does he let him go? He lets him go. An 8 to go now. Dorian Davis is fading. Colby Duckworth could just not find a way around the 77. Got 3 seconds back to the race leader 8 to go. Got to be what? Almost half a second a lap. Here at time that even battle the race leader. I don't think anybody has the pace right now to go up there and then just pull 4 or 5 tenths a lap out of nowhere, right? Got to give a huge shot to this 33. Obviously, the race isn't over. You get a caution anytime now. But did everything he could pulling his way into the playoff race. Been a top 2 car all race long. Gonna finish 4th, but I think he's been a top 2 car. Fortunately, the 77 doing a good job keeping this podium spot. Only 5 to go though. Tyler Helms is almost put a second back to the 87 of Davis. No, he's put that extra bit of downforce down. He's pulled away. Got that clean air. Gone. 4 to go here for Kenorian Davis. I mean for Tyler Helms, well, and for Davis in his own right. But you know, Tyler talked about this losing streak that he's been on. You know, won what? 3 of the first 5 races at the start of the season, and then Wyatt Thompson took over. Won 4 in a row. Has won a combined 6 races this season. The middle / start of the playoffs, it was the Wyatt Thompson show. Now Tyler Helms with 3 to go. Looks like he might put his name back in the hat. Could be once again maybe the guy on top here as we exit the round of 12. I'm out of turn 3 and 4. Get the 2 to go to start our penultimate lap here. To end the round of 12 here from Kansas is Tyler Helms continuing to pull away just a little bit from Kenorian Davis. Need a caution. If we're gonna get a caution, we need it right now, right? That's what Colby Duckworth back here in 4th is wanting. He needs a caution now, right? Give himself a shot to win his way into the next round of the playoffs. Out of 4, no wrecks in sight. Tyler Helms, 1 to go here from Kansas. Tyler Helms, not the flashiest race out of this 3. You know, when you expect the Tyler Helms win, you expect him to come up here and lead lots and lots and lots of laps. Tonight, been back there outside the top 10. Slowly but surely, snuck his way up to the field. Made the pass on Kenorian Davis with around 20 to go. To get the win here, go ahead and give it to him. Tyler Helms wins Kansas. The losing streak is over for the 3 camp. What a way to win, right? This is probably the most non-Tyler Helms way to win I've ever seen, right? Very slow, very sneaky, but was quick here at the end. Takes it here from Kansas. Obviously, a really good qualifying effort for this for the 3 machine, but he gets it. Fortunately for the 33, for Colby Duckworth, he will not be racing for a championship here. Season 3 of the PRS Cup Series. Did such a fantastic job trying to get his way to the front. Fortunately, too many mistakes. Got caught up in too many things tonight. Whether it was a wreck, whether it was, missing his pit box there under the caution flag. Wasn't meant to be tonight for that number 33 machine, but we'll watch this. Number 3, burn it down here on the front stretch in front of you fans at home. Colby Duckworth coming to celebrate with his mate here. What good sportsmanship, right? He just lost a shot to win the championship, but he's going to still come in here, celebrate with his friend, his teammate. That's awesome. I know some people aren't a fan of team celebrations. I think it's really cool, right? And you build a lot of chemistry, a lot of a bond, and you gain friendships. You keep teammates with these drivers for weeks and weeks on end and racing with each other. I don't mind, teammates coming out and celebrating with each other for the win. I don't mind this. I know there are some people who say, hey, the winner should only burn it down and make it happen. I don't mind this, but we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break here and we'll start your post-race show here from talk to your top three. We might even talk to Colby Duckworth here, as he unfortunately could not get it done here. He will not be racing. Be right with you, the other side of this ad break.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome you back to the post-race show here from Kansas, here to end the round of 12 here for the Prestige Cup Series as we get ready to talk to you. Top three. Talk to the winner himself. The man upstairs. Talk to Tyler Home. Okay. To wrap out the round of 12.
A lot.
Hey, Tyler, it's Christian up here in HVTV. You got a copy? Hey,
Hello?
Hey, Tyler. Oh, maybe. I'll go back down. We'll figure out what's going on with microphone and Discord here. I can hear it. I see it. Got it on another device. Back out. Hey, Tyler, it's Christian up here in HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, I guess, you talked about last week. We talked to you about this losing streak. You break it tonight here from Kansas. Obviously, not the flashiest race here for you and this whole three team. Obviously, qualified up here on the front row, but then got caught up in a little bit of a mess, and we're running inside the top 10, the top 5, and fully worked your way through the field. Made the pass there late on Condorian Davis to get your win. Just walk us through your race. Walk us what got you up here tonight, victory lane.
Yeah, just a bunch of stupid mistakes, rookie mistakes that can't be making. I mean, I've gained 1,000 iRating in the last month, so I've been really grinding, and making these mistakes still is just really dumb. Like burned my stuff up in the first run for the stage, trying to help Colby out and defend, and just lost the right front. And then spin on pit road like an idiot. Drove my way up through the field. Then we wanted to do some stupid. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Where people wanted to speed up and slow down as like to get a little bit of an advantage on pit road, and it just caused a big stack up. And of course, I got damage out of it and sped as well. So I had to go back to the back. And for the ones that for those who know at Kansas, once you go to the back, it's kind of game over. It's so hard to pass here. It's hard to pass, and whenever you try to go pass and you go make your way through the field, you'll probably end up burning your stuff up doing that. So I had to try to figure out how to get through the field without burning my stuff up. And we knew we were faster than most of those guys, and we were able to get back up there. And we had that longer run middle of the race, so that was like 30 laps, and all I knew I needed was one long run. I was 2 to 3 tenths faster than the entire top four. Like 25 laps into the run, and I was still saving and still rolling good. I'm like, all right, I just need a long run. Of course, kept getting yellow after yellow after yellow, and I was about to take the lead there with let's see, what was probably like 50 to go when I was behind Nick, and of course another yellow, and kind of good that happened because Max was saving fuel. He's probably gonna be good at the end, so that stopped him from being able to win. And then so we came down, took 4 tires, knew it was just going to be all about tire saving. Ken Dorian took 2, and I was going to try to hold them up, and then those 2 tires were really, really grippy off the start, and I'm like, all right, well, I ran enough A-Open last week to know that those tires, taking 2 dives after about 2 or 3 laps, and then 2 laps turn into 5 laps, turn into 10 laps, and turn into 15. I'm like, damn, am I really about to lose this race like this? And then I see them start to get tighter and missing the bottom as I was still saving tires, and we run the same times when I was still saving, and I'm like, okay, I have this race won. I just need to be patient and buy my time. And eventually he started to get tight a couple times, and he started to get loose, and we were able to roll right around him, and seen Wyatt was starting to fall off pretty good there as well. And it was pretty much just smooth sailing from there, and finally got back into victory lane for the 4th time this season. But man, it took way longer than we wanted it to be. I haven't won since I wrecked Hector for the win. That was like 6 races ago.
All the way back there in Indy. And, walk us through, kind of the differing strategies here. Obviously, you saved better than the rest of the field, and that's why you won tonight. How frustrating is it to see, the guys jump out ahead and then see, man, I know I can push harder. I know I can push harder. But you just have to sit there and be disciplined. And obviously, it will pay off in the end. How difficult is it to just continue to have to be patient, work with the car while you see those other guys on that first part of the run start to pull away?
It can be difficult. That's the one thing I've been trying to get better at is, when especially like A-Open has really taught me a lot with that, having a bunch of different setups, and we could have a Ryko guy in front of me, and what I used to do when I first started running, if they had a better setup than us, I would push to try to stay with that person, and then I'd fall off whenever they were saving. And it can be difficult at times. That's the one thing I've been working on, and it's just you just gotta tell yourself that, okay, they're gonna fall back to you, they're gonna fall back to you, they're gonna fall back to you. And I ran enough Kansas in the last 2 weeks to know that eventually Ken Doran was gonna fall back to me, or all these other guys are gonna eventually fall back to me. Especially in the next gen as well. You just gotta be patient, and eventually you guys will start missing the bottom, and as long as you're able to keep it on that bottom lane as they're starting to slide up, you'll have it. You'll be fine. You'll get that clean air. A lot of people think this car is solely dependent on having clean air, and all they do is they sit behind people and they try to push their stuff to get around people because they think all it is clean air, and then they end up overheating their tires, and then they fall off and they blame it on clean air instead of them not having talent. But I mean, as we've seen today, anybody can go up there and race for the lead on lap 60, but if they can't save the tires in the long run, what are they going to get out of it? So we were able to stay disciplined, and really proud of myself for being able to do that. It's been tough as of recently to be able to do that, and I feel like I burned my stuff up a lot as of recently. I have good weeks and I have bad weeks, and finally we have a good week. Like Darlington last week, I felt like I had speed to win, but just couldn't sit, like exactly what I just explained. Got in the dirty air and got impatient and overheated my stuff and screwed myself over. And same type of thing happened at Iowa as well, and we were finally able to not do that and revert from our old ways and get back into or go back to our old ways and save the tire. And you got to save tire on in long races, and we were able to do that today, and proud of myself for that. And finally got this P1 again. We'll go into this next round. Hopefully I think I can win 2 of these races. Martinsville might be an ego call here or a cocky call, but I'm going to win Martinsville. That is my favorite track in the next gen. And Chicagoland, I feel like I can win that as well. And screw the Roval. But we'll move on to next week. Got 2 of our guys in the playoffs now to the next round, and see what we can go do from here.
The round of 12 coming down now to the round of 8, where 8 of you guys come try to race for the championship. Come on, but we wish you good luck in the next round of the playoffs. But once again, Tyler, congratulations on breaking this losing streak here from Kansas. But before we let you go, anybody you want to thank, shout out, or appreciate for this win tonight?
Yeah, first guys, shout out Precision Speed Solutions and precisionsetup.gg. Code THT at checkout. I feel like I said that every week and nobody uses my code, so love you all too. Use my code. We get the best setups. Alex Murray has been cooking with his setups as of recently. Shout out Alex Murray, DJ, Alex Coffee, all the guys over there as well. It's a great group of guys to be around, and best thing I've done in my iRacing career so far. And gotta shout out my teammates and my team owner, Kobe Duckworth, Nicholas Rowe, Jackson Brown. Sucks that Jackson and Kobe couldn't get through. Just a couple mistakes from Kobe, and Jackson just had a lot of bad luck this round that caused them to not get through. And shout out all my competitors as well. It's always fun to be able to race against Ken Dorian and Wyatt. 2 guys that are pretty quick, and you for streaming, and all of our guys are race control. And gotta shout out Kobe Duckworth as well for giving me this beautiful paint scheme. And I think that's about it. Hopefully we'll win again next week.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do next week. Obviously, an important round for you and this whole 3 team, but definitely appreciate the kind words up in the booth, and we thank you for your time. But once again, congratulations, Tyler, on 4th win of the season. Hopefully you can keep this momentum up going into the round of 8.
Yep, 5 sounds a lot better next week.
Have a good rest of the night.
You too.
Tyler Helms comes home P1. We'll talk to you, P2 driver now. Kendorian Davis up here in pit road. And is Christian up here in HVTV? Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, P2 for you in the 87 team, and another bridesmaid here this season. And obviously you had a strong car, had a lot of mistakes, got caught up in a couple of incidents, and always found your way up towards the front, regardless of where you were starting. Unfortunately, they're on that long run. Looks like maybe used your stuff up a little bit too much. Let the 3 get back to you and make the move for the win there. But walk us through your race. Walk us through. Got you up here into this spot.
Generally throughout the entire race, Kansas is one of my best tracks. I'm usually really good on these mile and a halves. I knew once Kobe made a mistake in front of me, I knew once I got by him, I was gonna just sail up into the sunset. But I didn't take into account for a couple of late cautions and Max Ford making some of the mistakes that he made and causing stuff, So generally, overall, I think I probably was the fastest car tonight. I just couldn't. I needed clean air, and once that was taken from me, I just couldn't go anywhere. I could pass, but towards the end there, the car just got tight. I think, for the most part, I do think I just burnt it up a little too much. I was kind of banking on another caution to come out to give me a little bit more time, but never happened.
Indeed, that caution never happened, and about Tyler to get back up and around you. But we talked about your ability to drive back to the that you could pass, and you did a good job at doing it. There was a couple times where obviously you got caught up in that wreck with you, Jack Stanley racing for the lead. 11, hooks the 85 down the track, hooks you up the track, which really makes you have to use up that fast repair pretty quickly. Still able to drive your way up through the field, up to the lead at that. Got the race and were able to pull the race there. But obviously, you talked about the car being tight and tight and tight. Do you think you just had to deal with You thinking you didn't really have to worry about anybody else out in front at the end there, and then kind of burned your stuff up and allowed that 3 to get back to you?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I thought that if I just kept it balanced out, if I kept my pace solid, like and stayed smooth, I felt like I could have held them off. But the car, like forgetting that I was on two tires, the balance of the car, the temps of the tires kind of threw me off. The car got out of shape, and that allowed him to catch me. But the thing is, I mean, as soon as he got by me, the balance of the car acts like it came back for a bit. So I was able to keep in touch with him for a while. But I mean, when me and him caught Max, the lap car, that's when my car kind of just really just fell off like a rock. It just got tight out of nowhere. But yeah, I feel like this is yet another one that got away.
Obviously, I understand the frustration, trying to get that first one of the season, and it's just time after time. You have probably the best car, but but it just slipped out of your fingertips again. But looking, furthermore, looking at the points, obviously you come in. Looks like you'll come in now, probably third in points coming into the round of 8. Obviously, you have a couple of, I would say, good tracks for you coming up. Obviously, Martinsville, um, week 1, and then Chicagoland and the Roval here for the round of 8. What's the outlook for this round coming up?
I definitely like in the next gen car. I would say Martinsville, and I mean it's always the mile and a half or so my favorite, but Martinsville is one of my best tracks in the next gen car. I'm just hoping that this new package doesn't throw me off too badly. But for the most part, I feel like I can have another shot at Chicagoland, another shot at Martinsville, but I'm banking on Wyatt Thompson to win the Roval. He's a really fast road course racer.
That would be pretty cool. The two team cars, obviously, sounds like you're pretty excited about Martinsville and Chicagoland, and obviously we've seen why. I mean, he won Watkins Glen, so we know he's pretty quick on the road there. But looking at that, it's going to be interesting to see how you guys shake it up there in the next round here for the round of 8. But still, good momentum coming out of the round of 12 here from Kansas. A P2 finish for you, obviously just not meant to be, but still a really, really good run for you in Lady 17. We'll let you go though, Kendorian. Anybody you want to thank, shout out, or appreciate for this P2 finish, Kansas?
Yeah, I definitely like to shout out all everybody that participates in this league every time we race. All of the drivers. I know not everybody like I know everybody kind of gets into scuffles and everything, but I mean at the end of the day, most of us are all friends. So thank you to everybody that races in the league. Thank you to you guys for broadcasting. Shout out to my good friend JJ Moore and co-owner of the league. Also shout out Wyatt Thompson, another good friend of mine.
We definitely appreciate the kind words up here in HV. Everybody here in the background really appreciates what you guys are doing. Putting on good racing for us here up here in the booth. But once again, congratulate you for another good run here, Kendorian, and hopefully you can take this momentum to the next round of 8.
Yeah, thank you. There's one more person I'd like to shout out that ran here tonight. An old friend of mine, Reeve Simmons. A lot of people don't realize that he's one of the pioneers of owning this league, of starting it. We all started back from zero scratch. He was the owner at first, but things just didn't go right. So shout out to him. He's one of the founders.
I have Reeves. I remember him a couple races last season. Love to have him back. But once again, Kendorian, another good run for you. Thank you for your time up here in the HVTV booth, and we look to talk to you throughout the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
Dorian Davis comes home. Time to talk to your third place finisher tonight, Wyatt Thompson. He had a pretty quiet night, but will come home P3. Holds off the 33 Colby Duckworth. Last podium spot. Hey, Wyatt Thompson, is Christian up here in HVTV? Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, a P3 finish for you and a really quiet night for you and this whole 77 team. Able to hold off Colby Duckworth in the closing laps there as he tried to get around you for that P3 spot, as he tried to chase his way to the chase to the next round of the playoffs. My apologies. Still a good, solid run for you. Obviously, you came in basically locked in to the round of 8. Coming in, 2 points above the cutoff after stage 1. Walk us through your night. Walk us through what got you up here tonight.
I think I got taken out about every opportunity I could. I think I finished like 15th or something in stage. I lost out on a lot of points. I think I've lost the regular season and the playoff points lead. And after like last week, what I pulled at the end of the race is not a good run. I'm definitely glad that I got enough wins to build at least a bit of a cushion, but coming to the end of the race, the thing just it drove tight. I had nothing else to do but just sit there in dirty air. The car just turned into a brick. At the start of the race, it felt amazing, but at the end, it was gone from me.
Obviously, we have to talk about the dirty air, and Tyler, who won the race, talked about it where sometimes it's just about putting the car in the clean air versus riding behind someone in the dirty air and trying to just hold on there. And obviously, we saw Tyler do a little bit better job saving tires than really you and I think Colby did a decent job. Just unfortunately, just could not get around you there for the spot. Walk us through, kind of the differences of how to save tires here from Kansas versus some other tracks.
I think tonight to me, it was really up in the air. I mean, at the start of the race, I could run the top on entry or like mostly to the top and then drive off the bottom and drive past like 3 or 4 cars on exit just fine. And I could do that the whole like stage 1 just about. I ran down a 10-second gap after I'd gotten spun twice in the same run. So, I mean, I did something right apparently, but just at the end, it got so tight. I mean, I tried and did put on the right rear and it wouldn't go. And I've got in the wall like 3 or 4 times and bent a toe link in the right front.
Obviously not the way I think you wanted to end that. Obviously just trying to hold on, but still holding on for a P3 finish. Obviously looking at the next round, go to Martinsville, we go to Chicagoland, and then we go to the Roval. Obviously you Watkins Glen earlier in the regular season. What's kind of the outlook coming into the round of 8?
I think Martinsville is definitely going to be the crazy wild card race. Hopefully we can make up a little bit there and just have a decent day to get stage points. I know Chicagoland, I'll probably be at least top 5 if I don't get wrecked out, nothing else happens like it did this week. I think the Roval I'll probably be a solid top 3 car as long as we don't have I know Hector likes to show up on road courses and Trevino too. They're both really good on road courses.
See how Martinsville goes, and like I said, I'm interested to see those road course do show up for the Roval to show, but I'm still coming in, coming out of the round of 12. Looks like, at least looking at the points now, obviously things aren't really finalized. It looks like you do come in. It looks like 3 points behind Tyler Holmes, but still a very, very big cushion coming into the round of 8. So we look to see what you can do at Martinsville next week and throughout the whole round of 8s. But we appreciate you for coming in here and talking to us with your P3 finish. But before we let you go, anybody you want to thank, shout out, just appreciate for tonight's run here from.
Appreciate the mostly good racing at the end of the race. So I didn't get in too much stuff in the back half. So it was a fun fight for the front half of the field there.
I was definitely interested in how you guys continue to work it out there, but a P3 finish for you. Appreciate your time up here in the booth, and hopefully we can talk to you some more up here in the podium spots throughout the rest of the playoffs.
Appreciate you.
Wyatt Thompson, 3. Really good run for him in that whole 70-17. Put a top on the bottle and call it a night here from Kansas. But we'll go ahead and take a look at your official race results here from Kansas. Talk to your top 3 finishers, the 3 to 87 in the 77, as they are kind of the big 3 right now. Going into the round of 8, Colby Duckworth, so close but not close enough. Comes home P4. Needed a win to bring himself into the round of 8. I caught a lot of stuff out of his doing. Well, he comes home P4. Wyatt Youngblood, a top 5 for him in his first race of the season. Raced quite a bit last season, but came in here. I believe this is first race of this. Might have raced Daytona and maybe sure, but I believe this is comes on P5. Nicholas Road P6, a good solid run for him. Point his way the chase. Carmelo Echeverria comes home P7. He barely squeaks his way in. He will go into next week 7th in the playoff field. Reeve Simmons comes back. One off start here, obviously. Back, obviously. One of the OGs here. RS Cup Series. Joseph Finwright barely squeaked way back in. Obviously, I think he will be the last car in the round of 8 here. I think he got it by 5 spots here over the 33 Duckworth. And then Max Floyd comes home P10th, 1 lap down. We talked about it, him trying to save fuel to try to get it all the way there. Fortunately, we got that caution, trapping him a lap down. Max Floyd comes home P10, but we'll sit back there. Tied for 5th. Nicholas Road back there. And looking at the rest of the field tonight, Avery Angoli, 1 lap down. Joseph Brassard caught up in a couple wrecks, goes laps down nationally. Travis Prather out early, 11 laps. Everybody else out early. Aiden Goalie, Christian Zaratis, Jack Stanley, Jackson Brown, Rex Jenkins, Jacob Bryant out early. Jacob also eliminate. Jacob Jackson after tonight. But what a way to end the round of 12. Obviously, we had a lot of chaos tonight. We had a lot of cautions that really I feel like did affect who got in and got out of the playoffs and who was going to be racing for it, right? But we also had a lot, right? We had the cautions, we had the short run, we had the medium run with 30 laps. Obviously, we had it looks like about 40 lap run. And Tyler Helms, best of the field here, saving some tires, driving his way back to the field, and beats Davis just under a second. Here, Nick Davis to the line. Once again, congratulations to Tyler Helms, breaking that winless streak. Kansas in the round of 12. Looking forward to see what he can do as he actually leads the points going into the round of 8. We go to Martinsville next week. Obviously, it's going to be very chaotic, I believe. For track, it's Martinsville, it's iRacing, right? At the end of the day, it's gonna be interesting to see how those guys navigate Martinsville. Will the Chrome Home be your next week? I can assure it. Chrome Horn was used tonight at 1.5 miles. I can guarantee will be used next week at Martinsville. But what a race, and what a way to end the round of 8. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead commentator tonight's race here from Kansas Speedway. Appreciate everybody coming out and being a part of that's a part of your night. Definitely appreciate all the love and support, guys. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit a thumbs up here on the broadcast. We would very, very much appreciate all the love and support. But once again, my name is Christian Legato, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here. To round out the round of 12 here from Kansas. Hope everybody has a great rest of the night. We'll be back on tomorrow with AWC Pro Series. They continue their schedule. We go to Eldora, the O'Reilly Machines, have the AWC charity race there at Eldora. I am very excited to see how that racing goes on. It was really cool last week to call that race, and I'm glad that it's back on the schedule. But yeah, after Friday, we'll be back here on Saturday for the ISNF Cup Series as they head down to Lincoln, Alabama, as they start their playoffs, I believe, at Talladega Super. Be really exciting to see what they can do there as well. But from everybody here, we're gonna call it a night here, Kansas Speedway here in Kansas City, Kansas, and wrap up the broadcast tonight. We appreciate everyone for coming out, whether you're watching over on the YouTube side over here on High Velocity TV, over at twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. Appreciate all the love and support, guys. We'd really appreciate it if you guys would hit the subscribe button on Twitch or on YouTube, whatever you feel more comfortable watching on. Really appreciate the love and support. If you guys are looking for any content or help with the network, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@will.com. Whether you want us to broadcast for you guys, whether it's a league race, whether it's a random hosted race, if you guys are wanting to join the HVTV team, whether it's calling races up here in the booth with me, I'd really recommend it. Even if it's a one and done, just to try it out, we'd really recommend guys. Maybe if you guys don't really want to do it in a big scale audience like we do now, we do, for the most part, do HVTV After Dark on Saturday nights. We really open that up to the public. If you guys want to try your hand at calling a race, be more than welcome. Go up into the broadcasting booth for that and continue to do endeavors there. guys are looking to produce here for the network, we do pay a little bit more for produce because if there is no producer, there is no product. So we do appreciate that, and we are desperately looking for some more producers here on the network. Or if you're an up and coming graphic designer like Andreas Fares, who does a lot of graphical design for us up here, Andrew Schulte, also lead of our graphic um, timing and scoring graphics and everything else with our tickers and everything else. If you guys are wanting to be a part of that, make sure to email us at HVTV broadcasting at AOL.com, or we do have the Discord um, server posted down below in the description down below on this video. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to be a part of the network or just want to hang out and have a good time, just be a part of a great community of sim racers who are just trying to improve each other, just be there for each other. But we hope everybody has a good rest of the night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more dirt racing at Eldora.